Hello and thanks for tuning in. Today we will be revealing and reviewing the SJCam M10. It's a HD GoPro alternative action cam type camera with a 12 megapixel still photo advertised here, as well as 1080p HD video. So we're going to go ahead, we'll get this unboxed, and we'll take a look at the camera. Opening up the box here, we see that there are 3 different boxes inside: the camera itself, an accessory pack, and then some documentation and a charging cable pack and other things here. So we'll get these all unboxed, we'll take a look at these, and stay tuned. So here we have it all unboxed. You'll note that we do have the M10 camera itself, as well as the waterproof housing, a fitting that provides a 1/4-20 fitting so that the camera can be in here when it's not in the housing, so that the microphone is actually a little bit more effective. Inside the housing it tends to be a bit muffled. That's not unique to the M10 or any of the SJCams. Any of these action sport cameras, when you put them inside the waterproof housing, the microphone is just going to be muffled. The audio, typically when you're shooting surfing, skydiving, etc., is not as critical. But just bear in mind, it's nice that you get this. When you buy a GoPro, this is extra. In fact, myself, I have a GoPro Hero 3 Black Edition. And I can tell you that for $400 you get this, the battery, and the housing. All of these additional accessories would be another $150. Every one of these little fittings, like a handlebar clamp, etc., runs you $20, $25 with GoPro. The fitting to be able to use the camera not in the housing, another $20, $25. Every one of these little fittings. Adhesive 1/4-20 fittings, Velcro straps, wrist fittings, etc. You've got another back door for the housing where it is open so that audio will somewhat penetrate, so you do get better audio. If you're a person who has a GoPro and you're thinking about one of these purchases, just the accessories alone, which would be compatible with your GoPro, all but this, would be worth the price of the camera. You're looking at $400 here, you're looking at $60 here with all of this. You'll also note that the GoPro does not have an LCD. That's an additional $80, whereas with the M10, it does. I'll go ahead and turn this on here. Flip it around. And you'll notice I haven't taken the protective cover off the back. The interface when you fire it up is a little wonky, the initial graphics, but otherwise the interface itself is pretty decent. See if I can get that to focus here. There is no SD card in at the moment, so it's protesting, trying to show us that. But having shot with GoPro for a number of years, not really knowing what I'm shooting, kind of hoping for the best, I find that having this little LCD really is a lot more useful than not having it. The nice thing about the M10 is that you can program the timeout for this LCD. So when you're going to take it out, you're going to use it, go ahead, turn it on, set it in video mode, set it in photo mode. The LCD will be on, but you can program the timeout. There's no reason to keep it on the entire time that you're shooting, because there's a very good chance that you're not going to be viewing it. So you can set it for a minute, couple minutes, whatever time you feel is best to optimize the battery. It really does shoot very, very good video. I had a chance to take it out and do a little bit of testing with it. I'll include that footage on here. One thing I will tell you is it does advertise that this does do 12 megapixel stills. Let's see if we can get focused in on this here. Unfortunately, that's not really the case. You've got a 4 megapixel sensor in the camera, and it does a little bit of up conversion and interpolation to take a 4 megapixel image and then bumps it up to 12 megapixels. So is it a good image? Yes, absolutely. Is it going to compare with something 10 or 12 megapixel from a dedicated DSLR? No, probably not. But the video is very good. I can tell you that, like the GoPro here, it'll shoot 4K video. Not sure what you're going to do with 4K video. Most people don't have a screen that they can view it on. You're certainly not going to want to upload it to YouTube. 1080p, nice, compatible. You can view it on anything. You can upload it to YouTube. Works great. For a $60 camera, I personally think that this is a great option. I'll go ahead and include some footage that we shot outdoors so you can see it in action. So there you have it, the SJCam in action. Overall, I have to say this has been a very pleasant surprise. This little camera does quite a bit. I've been very impressed with the user interface, very easy to configure. One point I will make to you, if you remove the battery, there's a removable battery down here on the bottom, you will have to reprogram the date. It for whatever reason, doesn't seem to retain the date once the battery's been removed. But other than that, nothing too quirky about it. I find that it's been a very good little camera here. I find it odd that there's no door over the interfaces here, but I'm not the designer. I didn't build the camera. I'm only a user, and I have to say, I've been very impressed with it. It's probably the best $60 I have spent on any sort of camera, bar none, in a very, very long time. So overall, give it 2 thumbs up. I recommend this camera.